Now, as I say, this is Newswatch, as I say, defend the principle, not the side. So, Greta Thunberg, well, it's actually a strange time to defend the teenage saint of global warming extremists.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
Now, Thunberg says the world has warmed so much that people are dying and ecosystems are collapsing, but satellite data, as I told you last week, shows the world's temperature in December and January actually fell. It could just be a blip, of course, but there's now snow in Athens. London has seen parts of the Thames freeze over, and Texas is now paralysed by a massive cold wave, huge snows that have frozen wind farms and therefore helped cut power to millions of shivering Americans. The Texas Electric Reliability Council says, yes, indeed, we are dealing with a higher than normal generation outages due to frozen wind turbines and limited natural gas supplies. So no, it's not global warming that's hurting Texans, but global warming policies that made them too reliant on wind power. But I still defend Greta Thunberg. See, Thunberg the other day made a bad mistake. Activists sent her a manual telling her how to fight the Indian government, how to protest against its changes to free up the farm sector, changes which a lot of Indian farmers have been protesting against. Now, forget the merits of that issue. Thunberg, accidentally it seems, tweeted that manual before taking it down half an hour later, or an hour and a half later, but too late, of course. The Indian government saw it, was furious, because here was Thunberg getting outsiders to confront India, stirring up strife, sending out propaganda, accusing this new nationalist nation of genocide and becoming fascist. And Hindu nationalists were so furious they burned posters of Thunberg and other foreign critics. And a government minister, who used to be the army boss, said this conspiracy against India needed to be investigated and the guilty held accountable. Indeed, because now one of, well, I don't agree, but now one of Thunberg's followers has been arrested and charged with spreading disaffection with the Indian state. She's a 22-year-old environmentalist who the government police say sent Thunberg the toolkit, which was actually written by a Canadian group. And this makes me so sad because I always thought that India would be a shining example to India, another huge country, but one that did believe in democracy and free speech. But this, Thunberg's ideas are crazy, argue back, let the public decide. So I'm defending Greta Thunberg, free speech. Joining me is Jared Henderson, head of the Sydney Institute, column with the Australian newspaper and author of the wildly popular Media Watchdog blog out every Friday. Jared, it's so disappointing to see India reacting like this.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I think people ought to be able to say what they want to say and get into argument. But I mean, this would not be the citizens would not be the citizens of only that nation that's gone the other way when it comes to public debate. So I reckon the Indians will sort it out. They usually do. It's a very diverse country. It's a huge country. It's a successful democracy, and I think they'll sort it out. But in the short term, there are problems. But to be fair, there are lots of problems around the world these days, not just there.
No, I know, but rising Hindu nationalism under this government is a little bit of a concern.